Yes, we are to surrender all things to God, but as I have walked with the Lord, I realized that surrendering doesn't always equal happiness. And I see this not only with the story of the prophet Jeremiah, but also with the apostle Paul. 2 Corinthians 12:9 is where we see Paul talking about this thorn in the flesh. And he had asked God to take it away from him. He had surrendered it to God, and yet God didn't take it away. Instead, God responded with, "My grace is sufficient for you." Talk about disappointment. Paul had given this to God, whatever that thorn was, to only receive a response saying, "I'm not going to necessarily take it away, Paul, but I want you to know that my grace is sufficient for you." And God says the same thing to us too. There are situations, there are things in our lives that we surrender to God, which we are called to do. But it doesn't mean that God is going to respond the way we want Him to respond. And also, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will be happy. Although surrendering to God may leave us disappointed, we know that God says the same thing to us as He said to Paul, that His grace is sufficient for us. And whatever situation we have given to God, and yet things have not worked out or things have not turned out for the better, we know that that situation is covered with God's grace.